Captain's Log, episode 109. This episode of the Beer Avengers podcast is sponsored by the Beer and Cheese Collective, located at 35-11 Ditmars Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. Now accepting applications for their Cheese of the Month Club, starting as low as $75 a month. Enjoy their eclectic array of craft beer, artisanal cheeses, and specialty grocery items at the Beer and Cheese Collective. Home bar to yours truly, Captain Porter Brown Stout. On this 5-pour installment, Captain Huck and Beer Wonder discuss the particulars of getting off our asses versus being on our asses, and catch up on our various beer ventures, including Beer Wonder's late to the party cinema, Huck's violation of the basic rule of Las Vegas, and the Captain's trip to Denver, and the Great American Beer Festival. In fact, we had so much to talk about, we couldn't fit it all in one episode. So there's plenty to keep you busy for now. Remember to like, star, and subscribe whenever that feels appropriate. And send us your emails at thebeervengers@gmail.com if you have any questions, suggestions, or if you just like hearing us talk about you on the show. And now, without further ado, please enjoy episode 109, all about that GABF.
Oh, we're the Beer Avengers, Beer Avengers, Beer Avengers. We're the Beer Avengers. He's Captain Porter Brown Stout, Porter Brown Stout, Porter Brown Stout. Captain Porter Brown Stout. He's the beer wonder, beer wonder, beer wonder. He's a beer wonder. Hop it, Huck now. Hop it, Huck now. Hop it, Huck now.
We're the Avengers.
Welcome to the Beercast, everyone. Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Astoria, Queens, this is Captain Porter Brown Stout.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in Fresno, California, this is the Pale Male Hophead Huck.
And coming to you from an undisclosed location in the County of Kings, why, it is I, the Beer Wonder.
And we are the Beer Avengers.
And many more.
Wow, that's we almost didn't even need to introduce ourselves after that incredible new version of the opening theme. That's how you know it's live, everyone.
Yeah.
You never know how he's going to do it. There's going to be something new and exciting.
Brought
Hey,
the
it's been
names
a while.
back today for
Yeah,
fun.
it's been a hot second since we've all gathered together for some important beer avenging together as a group. Not individually,
Yes.
but as a group.
Yes, for the record, since we do this sometimes, or we've been doing it this year anyway, it is October 23rd, 2025 in the Beer Avengerverse.
Mhm.
So that's where we're coming to you from whenever you happen to be hearing this. Whenever I happen to get off my ass and edit it as well as I can.
It could be
getting
15
Have the
years from
patience
now.
for.
Are you getting
Could
off
be.
your ass, or are you more like sitting on your... I figure you are seated while you do this.
I am, but I guess I'm not on the couch. That's more the on the ass zone.
Oh,
Here,
I
yes,
see.
I am on my ass, but yeah, you're right. No, I do not edit this at a standing desk. You are
You
correct.
have to get off
yes.
with that
your
one.
ass in order to get on your ass.
God, okay. Yeah, that is
There you go,
confusing.
yeah.
That is confusing.
And my boss is always like on my ass about getting off my ass.
Yes, correct.
There you go. It's all about the ass.
The circular, it's always all about the ass. It really is.
Is that the name of this episode? It's all about that ass.
Apparently, I guess that's what we're doing.
All right. Well, don't want to be an ass
a lot
about.
more banter than usual
Yeah,
before we've
it's
had our
good. It's
beers.
pretty decent. banter,
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely. Well, yeah, it's but yeah, I guess maybe it's time to get off our ass and get the beer out of the can or something. I don't know. That seemed like a good segue when it started.
Get
coming
us
out of
a
my mouth.
can of beer. Whoop ass.
Yeah,
beer.
I don't know.
Okay, we've lost the thread there.
We have, but fortunately, we all have beer ready to go, and
Indeed.
that's why we're all here. One of the reasons, the main reason, the uniting thread, shall we say? That's what separates us from all the other podcasts with white guys blathering on about nothing in front of a microphone in the pod manoverse and all of that. We're different. We have beer. or something like that. I don't know. Who wants to go first?
Great question.
So these are really good questions with really good answers.
I'll go.
I mean, you're
Fantastic.
all right.
So
Fantastic
there we go.
answer. I love
I'm
it.
going because I'm picking up from last week. For longtime viewers of the show know that.
Oh,
I
you
tried
finally
to
found a
drink-
bottle opener.
Oh, fun!
I tried to drink this beer from Libertine Brewing, excellent brewery. Wine Mom, no, Soccer Mom.
Soccer Mom.
Wine Moms from 2 years ago, and
Yeah,
I
we
do
had.
indeed
I
have
enjoyed the Wine Mom.
a corkscrew to open. It
Okay, one must
with.
always
That
have a
takes
corkscrew.
time. I should have pre-opened it.
Yeah, but worth the wait for sure. I
So
mean,
my
worth a
corkscrew, we were on a boat, like you do,
Motherfucker.
We were in a lake, and we left our corkscrew, went home with our dear friends Rye Guy and Sarazan.
Yeah.
And I called him. I was like, "Do you have a corkscrew?" This corkscrew, it smells good. Like this room is just filled now with the sour beer flavors. Let's see what it looks like in the glass.
So did they have the corkscrew or did you have to go buy another one?
Yeah.
They did indeed
What is
have
the
it.
end of that story?
They had it,
Okay.
but we did buy another one.
Got
So
it.
now we
It's
have
good to
two.
have a backup. Yeah.
I
yeah,
can imagine
perfect.
a house of just one. Okay, let me get the label.
I
here.
can't.
All right.
I can't. All right, that looks. Oh, nice.
Very orangey. Super pretty.
Mm.
Wow.
Well, here, there goes the bits.
Yeah.
I should have swirled.
Let's-
But look at that color.
Mm-hmm.
Almost
That's
has
nice.
a peachy IPA color. All right, there you go. Soccer Mom.
Perfect.
Worth the wait for sure.
Soccer Mom
Yeah.
bringing it for sure.
And I don't even need to put my nose at it. It's like the aromas are just filling the room.
oh, I can only
fantastic.
imagine.
Can't wait to drink it. All right, go ahead. Next.
Well,
next
you know,
guy.
Captain, I think that this is your moment.
Okay. All right. Well, thank
Yeah.
you for saying that. Well,
You're welcome.
and I will take that. No need to discuss it any further because I have a
Sponsored pour.
What?
sponsored pour. Yeah, from the Beer and Cheese Collective. It's
I
over
know.
at the 35-11 Ditmars Boulevard. They've got their Pumpkin Fest coming up. It will be over by the time the rest of you out there hear this.
So many pumpkin beers.
But it is pumpkin season,
It is.
and they've got some really great ones. And one brewery that seems to be really knocking it out this pumpkin season is Fat Orange Cat. I've been getting some really good ones from the provider, and this one is called the Cat O' Lantern. Now, I know I do a lot of stouts and porters, but remember my full name is Captain Porter Brown Stout, and that is why
Yes.
today I have brought an Imperial Brown Ale. That's what the Cat O'
Sweet.
Lantern is, coming in at 8% ABV in a good
Mhm.
tall boy 16-ounce can.
So
Buck's
tall.
favorite.
Don't
favorites.
forget the Browns. I tell you.
Nope.
No, I do not, but
No.
sometimes they're hard to find. So
Equal
here we
opportunity.
go.
Ooh. And that is brown. I will say it is living up to its name color wise at least.
It's got the color,
It is.
a nice kind of like tan head on that.
and it's
looking
a
beautiful.
it's a pumpkiny brown. You say?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's called the Cat O' Lantern.
Meow.
Do you have a do you have the pumpkin vibe in the air already with that aromas?
Let's see. Not specifically, no, I don't.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's a specifically pumpkin one or if they just decided this was a good seasonal time of year to do it, which is
just got-
fine.
Yeah.
I don't think people need to lean into those pumpkin flavors just to have a pumpkin themed beer. I mean, they
Yeah.
also have. They've got a pumpkin IPA. They've done also. I mean,
Yeah.
remember I had the pumpkin spice latte from them about a month or
Right.
two ago. So Fat Orange Cat is just they're not doing just your typical run of the mill pumpkin ale,
No.
and I am here for it.
They're
All right, Beer
pushing
Wonder,
the
what you got?
Well, here's the thing. You're never going to believe it, but I am going to be drinking a.
Sponsored pour.
Another one from our same sponsor, Beer and Cheese
And-
Collective.
You know, sometimes I feel weird about, you and I like wearing the same dress kind of thing. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
We both do sponsored pours, but it's even a little bit weirder
Okay,
because we are drinking beers from the same brewery.
I mean,
Oh
they've,
my
like I said, they've
gosh.
been bringing it. They got
I know
stuff.
they've been bringing the action, but this one is very special because if you recall, the last time you joined us, I had a beer from our friends at KCBC, Kings Counter Brewers Collective, known as Pause. I have the can here just in case you
Oh,
don't
yes,
remember
yes.
it. It was a Jaws beer. Well, our dear friends at Fat Orange Cat have decided to bring another one approaching this, a pale ale that is known as Claws.
Excellent.
Pause and claws.
And this is not a. They didn't collab on these.
No,
is,
these are completely separate beers. They are completely.
They're both celebrating 50 years of Jaws. Yeah,
Exactly.
Course, yeah.
They're enjoying that, but also just delightfully iconic. I love how this one had a dog in a swimsuit. The KCBC has a dog in a swimsuit with like a cat underneath it that's really quite vicious, paws up. And this one is a cat that is, being the shark, of course. It says pale ale in its mouth, but the guy on top, the one where the swimmer is just like a chunky dude having a beer in a floaty, which
perfect.
feels correct. So
Checks
it's
out.
outstanding. It is an all mosaic pale ale, clocking in at 5%, and I am very
Single hop.
excited. I know.
Well, considering how many Jaws sequels there are, we should have sequels to the Jaws beers.
Yeah.
True. It's only right.
I wanna
And
get a
it's
look
probably
at this.
better
I
than
would-
Jaws too.
I wish I could get an aroma of this. I love the mosaic aroma.
yeah.
I know it is jumping right out of the glass, which is lovely, and it's pouring.
It's got like a
just
neon,
beautifully.
sort of a neon hue to it.
Mm-hmm. Nice and hazy, really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Just a gorgeous looking beer. And yeah, the nose showed up, came ready to play, brought all of its poker chips to the table, and was like, "Let's make this happen." So, gentlemen, should we do it?
Cheers, Vengers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Avengers, indeed. Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Whoa.
So, how is this mothered?
It's puckery. I haven't had a real good wild ale like when you don't have them on the regular, they can really surprise you because it's like, whoa, that's sour. But it's made with Cara oranges and tangerines. You can see that in the color.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see
And-
that. That makes perfect sense.
While the sour really hits you in the front, it finishes very smoothly. It's like no bitterness at the end. I gotta get another sip.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the aroma of a wild ale just puts me in like drunken afternoons. I don't know why. If we had, I used to do a lot of sours, I guess, back in the day.
Well,
I went through my sour phase and my,
Sourpuss.
the hazy phase and
Mm-hmm.
stout phase. But yeah, this is really good. I
Cool.
really like Libertine. Great brewery. I have, like I said, I have a bunch of 750 milliliter bottles that are for sharing. I could drink one, but and what's the great is you can let them sit in the fridge for a while too. Usually, I have had sours go bad on me, but this is only 4.9%, so it's not, it's not totally a waste of calories, as they say when they're too low.
No.
But it's a nice one. It's a nice one, and they got their crazy.
Yeah, I love their
illustrations.
art. I love their art. It's
They're
so much
freaky.
fun. Mhm.
They're freaky,
It's just delightful.
and I think I talked about all the Libertine stuff last time, so I'll just enjoy and let y'all describe.
Ooh,
I was gonna say let's rock out.
I was just looking up the Fat Orange Cat Instagram post to see if I could have they had any notes about this one, and of course they had the honestly the thing with here's a problem. They've been doing a thing with Instagram where it's all the searches are AI. So
Mhm.
rather than just take you to something you look at all the time, they're literally taking me to pictures of Fat Orange Cats. It's like, no, I
Oh,
want the one from the
God.
brewery.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so but because I'm struggling to come up with great notes about this one because it's just a great brown beer.
Yeah.
Imperial. So it's
has
8%.
just that nice taste. Yeah, it's 8%, so it's a little bolder, but certainly not as full bodied as say a stout with a similar percentage. It's just a really really nice nice sippable. Because this thing is like I think with your standard brown ales, like we were talking about, we don't just see them enough anymore.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
I'm finally finding that way with stouts as well. But even the browns, they're becoming an endangered species to some degree. So
Yeah.
when a really good
Yeah.
one like this one comes up, I'm very happy to embrace it.
Yeah.
And the only other imperial brown I can immediately think of that I saw, I think Founders used to have one like that because most of them are just your like 5%, 6% quaffable ales. And this one isn't like 8%. It's just starting to get up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it
I had one
definitely
once
has
at
a little more
Holy
heft.
Mountain Brewing in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to go back in the memory machine, find that one.
Yeah, I
don't
forget
have
the name
to,
of the
but-
founders. Yeah, well, I don't have to look up the one from Founders either, but it's in there in my brain there somewhere.
It's our job.
Well, it kind of is, yeah. I'm sure that all of our listeners out there are very concerned about it, and they won't sleep if we don't come up with it. But
Of course not. Well, I gotta say, quaffable is the name of the game here. This little
Excellent.
orange kitty is going in and for a Jaws, themed beer. It doesn't have a ton of bite. Not super strong, very tasty. Citrusy, kind of melony, a little bit of grass. But really like good head retention, but not a ton of like intensity. It's going to go down real fast. And I guess the thing is like once you've had enough of these, then you get too comfortable in your floaty, and that's when the shark comes for you, or the cat in this case really gobbles you up. So
Yeah.
I can see how like conceptually it fits the theme, but honestly, I'm having a great time with this one. And I'm
I mean,
going
I do
25%.
think you'd probably be a little more, at risk in Connecticut than you would in Brooklyn.
That's true.
For shark attacks.
That is true.
I
Yeah.
feel like Connecticut is a little more of. I mean, but again, Brooklyn, you're right close to the aquarium, which I know is where you spend a lot of time there.
I
so.
do.
There
and
is
there-
Long Island Sound.
Long Island Sound, very important
Yeah,
spot for
yeah.
sharks.
It's right along the
So-
whole Connecticut. So
I mean, it's not Martha's Vineyard, but
No, but honestly, you know, if you were going to throw a party in a bigger boat with a bunch of these, I think everybody would be quite happy.
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. See what I did
Right
there?
on. FOC coming through.
I know.
Bigger boat. Yeah, we
Always.
heard. We got the bigger boat. Yep, we
I
heard
know.
it.
Yeah. See,
We heard it.
because
Well, and you knew that line for a
call out
while,
the
but
joke, it makes it funny.
this actually reminds me of something I meant to
Well, we're
mention
very
in the last
proud of you
episode.
for your
but
pop culture reference. I'm sorry. Go on.
Thank God.
Well,
Finally,
absolutely.
I got one. I got one.
It's a great one, but something we were meant to talk about last time, but since we're on that same theme, I want to ask you,
Yes.
when did you see Jaws for the first time, Beer Wonder?
Oh gosh. So I had seen clips of Jaws. I'd seen like bits,
Yeah.
so I knew some of the major lines. I'd seen the very end of the thing. But actually the very first time I saw Jaws was at my workplace, which does involve sharks. And the guy who is in charge of the shark program there classically has this talk that he gives about Jaws, basically kind of explaining why it is wrong, but also kind of telling the history of how the organization we work with actually is very much connected to a lot of the things that happen in the movie. So he has a little talk that he did. So the shark team decided that they wanted to watch Jaws on the screen that drops in front of the big shark exhibit. And so we let the curator do his talk, which was actually, it was as good, if not better, than getting a chance to watch the movie. It was just letting him rant about why Jaws is wrong. And then we watched it in front of the shark exhibit. And what's cool
And how recently was this?
about a month ago.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
So yes, there's no such thing as late to the party in this world of infinite
Not
streaming
with
and everything.
Jaws is iconic. I'm gonna say it was like 6 weeks ago, but yeah, it was a good time. And it was kind of the correct way to get a chance to see Jaws. Also, halfway through the movie, the entire exhibit shut down, so all the lights went off at like one of the big jump scare moments. It was fantastic.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
And you found that him giving the talk before it didn't ruin the movie for you.
Oh no, it was fantastic.
Okay, because that's
yeah.
my first thought is like, is it better to deconstruct it after the movie or before it? Because you really want to be thinking, well, why everything you're watching is bullshit
Well,
the first
no,
time you watch the movie.
Well, if you're like watching Jaws for the scientific accuracy of it, you might be doing this incorrectly. Just
Right.
like as
Well,
a general
sure.
statement, just in general. But what was fun about it is like we all talk about sharks. We of course know a lot about sharks because he knows a lot about sharks. He knows so much about sharks, and a lot of the sharks that we have, in the aquarium are not the ones represented or meant to be represented in the movie, but are at least like connected. So we've all got this kind of shared language. So it's cool to hear like what we're getting into and what's wrong. But what's also cooler
Right.
is he's deconstructing some elements that have connection to the history of the organization, of the group that runs the aquarium. A lot of people were connected to the creation of Jaws. Characters were inspired by people who used to work at the society. In fact, the woman swimming in the poster actually has a connection back to someone who is connected to the society. So
Oh, wow.
it was
Cool.
kind of a cool, like one of those things. And then, we I probably should not be saying this, cracked open quite a few beverages and
That's okay.
dropped the screen, hit play, and I got a little toasty with my shark carrying 4 colleagues and many people from across the organization as we watched Jaws. It was
Fun.
a great time. So
It's a private event. You can do that.
Now I know, and this
we
might
were
have been
all
mentioned
off
in
the
that.
clock.
Yes.
I don't know if they mentioned, but in around Cape Cod and around
Yeah.
the islands now, there are more great whites than there were at the time of Jaws.
Oh yes, and
Like
that's a good thing.
nowadays, there's a lot more sightings, and they actually will clear beaches sometimes
Mhm.
on the Cape because there's been a sighting. So they have a lot of tracking, and they really keep good track of it now. But it's not like the great whites are going to come up on the beach, you know.
No.
Like in
No.
the movie.
No, and
Yeah,
you
the
know,
first thing is like it couldn't fit. Like the whole thing, and that shark was so big. I mean, they probably talked about that too. The shark is so big, he's going right to the beach where the kids are swimming. He'd be like grounded. Anyway,
yeah, he's so he's huge. You don't see any of those that close to shore. Also, like the number of people that are bitten by sharks every year compared to like everything else is so
Yeah.
minuscule. But of
Yeah.
course, it's a great news story. And
like we said,
Around-
we're not on the menu.
yep, and around the time that Jaws came out, there was actually another academic paper that was put out talking about basically how sharks are like basically not a threat to humans, and they happened at the exact same time. And of course, one took off in novel form, and the other one was a little too nerdy for everybody else. So that was also a part of this talk. So anyway,
Cool.
I mean, my can honestly has a cat on it, so you know, it made,
They are a little more dangerous. Yeah.
I have been bitten by a cat. I've also been bitten
Oh.
by a shark, but I've been bitten by more cats than sharks.
There you go.
I see.
Yeah.
Was it where was this shark? You were now. I'm
It
like,
was,
you
it
got
was
bit by
in
a
the shark touch pool at work. I pissed it off. It was my own damn fault. He just gave me he bit me on the finger. He has flat teeth, so it did not even bite the
Right.
skin. It felt like I slammed my finger in a door. It's
Oh,
this one.
well,
it's on my
that's-
right hand. It's my pointer.
That's-
It was the most non thing, but you know, it's my 2 truths and a lie is that I've been bitten by a shark.
I
Yeah.
like
No,
that.
that is a good thing to have on your to pull out of your sack of memories.
Yeah.
When
So
I was
like
a- when I
more
was a
Story.
kid-
It's a good party story. Yeah.
More cats.
Sack of
More cats.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I my dad got to work on the Cape Cod for a summer.
Yeah.
And so he got shifted down there, and we got to stay in a house and stuff. We lived in Falmouth, Mass, down on the Cape. And somebody said, like the first couple days, they were like, they filmed part of the Jaws movie at this beach.
There you go.
And I didn't go in the water the whole summer.
Oh, poor guy.
I was like, I'm not going in there. Sad. But then we also
Yeah,
had
because there might be the remains of a rubber shark floating around in there. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what they used. It was always
Right.
a rubber mechanical shark that they used in the movie.
scared the heck out of me. And I didn't even
And
see,
they
I never
named
saw
him
the
Bruce.
movie. Because
Yeah.
in 75, was it? I would have been, 8, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the
So-
big screen when it came out.
I still have never seen it on a big screen.
Oh,
Well, I've seen it quite a few times. Wow.
I mean, it's
We're
classic.
talking a lot about Jaws.
Well, yeah. And, I mean,
there's a movie, a documentary just came out for the 50th anniversary. Did y'all see that?
That'll do it.
I did
Great.
not, but it keeps
Really
showing up
great.
on my which I feel like I've seen a few of them turn up. Which streaming service is that
I think
on?
it's on HBO.
All right.
I think.
Uh,
But
all right, because
yeah, because I haven't seen it pop up since we watched it. But Spielberg's interviewed. I mean, it's really good. It's really good.
oh cool.
Nice. Well,
And then they did a Broadway show about it with
The shark is broken.
The Shark is Broken.
That was the title of it. Yeah.
It was.
It
yes.
was written. It was written by the son of.
Robert Shaw.
Yeah, Robert Shaw's son wrote it, and I think he might have played his dad in it, but I'm not positive about that.
You're
one. I
right
could
about
be
that.
off on
Yeah,
it.
he did.
Yeah,
He did. He
and
looks
so yeah, they
exactly
basically
like
have
him,
actors playing the main 3 guys, and
Mhm.
yeah,
Fun.
So nice. Well, here's the thing.
We're trying to get off the Jaws. We're
I
like,
know, I know,
we
I
got to
got-
get
I
on
got-
to another
I got
topic.
the
it's a
perfect
fun
transition.
story. Yeah,
I got the perfect transition because we're going from
Yeah.
coastal to inland because
Oh.
Yeah.
if I am aware now the place that you went most recently, Captain, you were doing some
Yeah.
very deep beer venging research, very deep,
I did.
but yours was also dry strangely, because you were high up. You were so far above sea level that you might have been gasping for air as you were drinking.
Oh, that's a
were-
good excuse for how short I lasted at the actual thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons. Yeah, I was at the Mile High City,
Yep.
also known as Denver. We
Yep.
talked about this the last couple of episodes. Yeah,
For our listeners, the captain texted myself and Beer Wonder and said, "For what it's worth, I only lasted 2.5 hours of my 4 hour
yes,
time at the Great American Beer Festival is what we're talking about.
the Great American Beer Festival. But I was there for a total of just roughly 3 days. And so I not only did I get to go to the beer festival, but Denver is an amazing city, beer city, and I got to see a lot of. I think I visited a half a dozen or so breweries, so
Nice.
I have some notes about that. In fact, I was looking on my phone because I wanted to. I feel like I'm not going to make this whole thing scripted, but I did want to get like an outline of it, and my phone has this new journaling app, which it'd much be better actually just to have a piece of paper and write it down and scribble it down, because the thing with these apps is they want to put AI into them.
Yes.
And you can be typing something and they'll say, "Hey, do you want to do about this? Do you want a picture of this?" Like, no. Just leave me alone. But what was kind of funny about it was like every time I would write an entry, I would close it, and then it would say, "Hey, sounds like you had a really great time." Okay, that's fine. But there was one time where I was realizing I was talking so much about beer. Said, "We have no comment for this. Here are some places where you can go to if you're in crisis." So,
Oh God.
so like, stop judging me, phone.
Oh jeez.
This is a weekend about beer. Yeah, but there, like, beer was mentioned so many times that it was just like I broke
So
the AI's
judgy.
brain.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Rude.
Some of
But
us
yeah,
can
so
fucking handle it, man. Okay.
exactly. So I got there on a Friday night. The cool thing about I'd specifically gotten to a hotel that's very near the convention center,
Okay. Smart.
and yeah, because I wanted to walking distance, pay a little extra, but worth it. But the interesting about Denver is there is this when you get to the main train station, there's a really great, very easy train station, train from the airport to like downtown right there, and it goes right into this this open air mall. Like 16th Street is like a mile long, and it's just all like mall stores and closed mostly to cars. But there
Okay.
is a free bus that goes up and down it all day long.
Sure.
And that got me most of the way to the hotel. So I got in there, checked in, and then I went to some. And also, this is the funny thing is there was actually a session just about to start when I got there,
Mhm.
because I was a Saturday afternoon session. They were about to do the Friday evening session. It was like, wow, this bus is really crowded. And then when we got to the stop by the convention center, like 90% of the bus got off. Like, okay, they were all here. These are all people going to the festival tonight.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I got a little bit of a start that night after I checked into the hotel for a couple of places. Now, I should say the first place that I went to was not the Oscar Blues Brewery, but Oscar Blues has their own bar and restaurant in
Okay.
downtown Denver.
Cool.
They only have about 6 or so Oscar Blues beers there, and they're all your basic flagship beers. But so I started with an Old Chub. But all the
Good
other beers
choice.
they've got something like 45 beers on tap there. And they're pretty much all from Colorado breweries, and a theme that I discovered starting with that one, that no matter how micro you get at any place, everyone has to have Coors. Because it's
Sure.
Colorado,
Oh, is that right?
every
That makes
bar has
sense.
to have
That
Coors
actually-
in some form or another.
Ironically, that does make sense. Yes.
I mean, some of them will have it on tap, some of them will only have it in a bottle, but there's no bar. You can't go into any bar in Denver without being able to get Coors if that's what you really want.
Mhm.
I did not want. So I there was I got a couple of nice beers there. Had a really nice catfish po' boy. The funny thing about it's weird that in Denver, it seems like it's close enough to Texas, which is adjacent to New Orleans, to like Louisiana. So it's like
Mhm.
there's a lot of like Cajun and Mexican food in Denver.
Huh.
I'm not really
Okay.
sure what the Denver cuisine specifically is. But yeah, but then the next place I went to, a place I hadn't heard of, but is kind of legendary there. There's even a street named after it, is Wincoop. And the first beer I had there was this a Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did mention that one.
Now, I mentioned why it's called that. Have you guys ever heard of Rocky Mountain oysters before?
Yes.
Yes.
And where do you remember when you first encountered that name,
I mean,
the
I
Rocky
knew
Mountain
them as
oyster?
I knew them as like prairie oysters or
Okay, I've
things
heard
like
that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, or like I guess mountain oysters or something.
It's probably
But I feel like I was maybe in my early 20s and I was talking with people who like were trying to gross me out.
Okay. Okay. I feel like what about you, Huck?
I think I saw it on Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern,
Mm.
and he went to Colorado.
My recollection was it was a lame Chevy Chase movie called Funny Farm.
Okay.
Okay.
I did
Where-
see
where
Funny
it was-
Farm, but I don't recall that.
They called it either if they didn't call that, they called it something. It was just some deal where like he was a city guy who moved to a rural place. They said, "Hey, you want to have a prairie oyster?" And he was like, "Oh, those are really good." And
I
they're
love oysters.
testicles. Specifically in this one, they're bull testicles. And apparently, I want to say they say they're two testicles in every barrel. But it was a really nice, delicious
Two per barrel,
stout. 2 per barrel. I think that's what they said. Yeah.
and only a stout could handle that.
I think so too, but it was a really great beer, and then I had another one which I did not record because wound up getting into a really good conversation with the person next to me.
I love that.
I do too. It's funny. I didn't have a lot of conversations at the beer festival, but this was like a not that busy of a bar on a Friday night, and he just struck up a conversation. And the young guy worked for the university and talked about everything, everything
cool.
from like literature to the state of the country and how his family has all been, devoured by pod people. I mean, they all turned Trumpy, is what I'm saying. Which
Right.
He
Sure,
still
yes,
he
yes, yes,
he
yes.
couldn't quite figure out, and we were trying to unpack it. He still doesn't know how it happened, but it happened nonetheless. I mean, Colorado is a pretty purpley state, but
Yes.
it's still kind of country. So there's that. If it's funny, I just heard I went to see the movie this is a slight segue, or it's not slight segue, slight not
Tangent?
on the same topic. Digression, shall we say? I
Sure.
went to see the movie One Battle After Another the other day.
Yeah, the Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Oh, it's great. It's really great. It's absolutely worth seeing, and you should see it on the big screen. But I was reading something about that when they were saying that there's a certain kind of person that they call them hipnecks.
Hip necks.
Hipnecks. They're basically
Okay.
a hybrid of a hippie and a redneck.
Okay.
Whereas they
Yep,
kind of
got
have the values of a hippie, but they're also to all outward appearances they seem kind of rednecky too.
This feels like Maha-esque, right? Like we only eat the granola food because the conspiracy theory on the internet and our tinfoil hats told us to believe it that way.
I mean, yes, possibly. I mean, there are definitely
Okay.
people who I think that I don't think all of the hipnecks go the
Sure.
rightward trend but
Right.
they're definitely more at risk
Got
for
it. I see.
uh,
They're an at-risk group, at-risk youth.
well they
The
are. It's like
at-risk group. Yeah.
well, because the thing is, like, if someone tells you they are anti-vax,
Right.
you're not necessarily sure if they're a crazy left wing or a crazy right wing,
True. That is true. That is
because
that
that's
is the
something
great
that those things both
crossover.
share.
It is, unfortunately.
But yeah, this is
Anyway,
the world we're living in.
I pulled us further into the digression.
That's okay. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's what I was talking about. It was, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this guy I was talking about, he was just basically saying that his father had been like huge Obama guy and
Okay.
been like handing out like Obama hats to the neighbors, and all of
Oh,
a sudden,
wow.
some point or another, there's like a weird switch, and he doesn't. That's why I recur to like pod people. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers. Where,
Right.
like all of a sudden, all these people who were sane and rational, it's like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have. Fortunately, I'm fortunate not to have people like that in my family, but I know a lot of people have had dealings with that.
Yes. Seems like many have, unfortunately.
That is the era we're living in.
Yeah. So yeah. So I've been soft pedaling it enough. Let's get into what happened at the festival itself.
Yes. Yes.
So I started out the day. The festival started at 12:30, and I'd looked at these various things that showed various events that were happening. There's a brewery called Full Frame that their beer and coffee, And
Mhm.
they were that morning before that afternoon session. They were showing the award ceremony. The award ceremony was happening between 10 to 12.
That's
It was
cool.
on like YouTube or whatever. This was something I found really fascinating watching the awards for the GABF. Is that I mean, I knew that my favorite beers were a little bit in decline, but I didn't
Sure.
quite realize that so much until I saw that like basic stouts, like every category they would award a gold, a silver, and a bronze to, but different categories had different numbers of competitors,
Mhm.
and stout was maybe there were only like 49
Mm.
competitors in that category. Uh, a category that I understand is a category, but I wasn't necessarily aware of, like say New Zealand New Zealand style pale ale. I
That's
know
Yeah.
that's a thing.
wildly specific.
New Zealand
150
style
entries in that
IPAs,
category,
yeah. 150.
but 150 entries in that
Wow.
category.
Really?
And then I took some notes here. What I was noticing, but
about
then
the
I
hops.
started seeing other things. I actually looked it up. There were some categories that only had 18 competitors, and like hazy IPA had 300.
Oh wow.
Now they all get the same label on their bottles to say
Yeah.
GABF winner, but it's just really interesting. Like, it makes me wonder. I was talking to the bartender, wondering if maybe some of these breweries, if they might actually make one in a specific category that they know there's not much competition in. It's like, oh, we got a better
Sure.
shot at the award for
Yeah,
that one.
maybe. Imperial Brown.
Yeah, Imperial Brown. I did not look to see if that was even a category there.
Oh, that yeah. Mm-hmm. That's real.
Now,
But I
it's,
do think
it's massive, right? The place where you're drinking the beers. I mean, it's just.
I mean, you're in. You
Oh,
must have
Jesus,
been in
yeah,
some
it-
sort of like what are they called? Event hall or a.
yeah.
So
Well, it's a
you
convention
couldn't
center.
have possibly made it to all the breweries, or maybe you could, but
I mean, not in one session. I mean, you could
Right.
make it. You couldn't have samples from all of them. I can't imagine doing that.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy. I sent you guys a picture when I first
Yeah.
got there. I put it on our Instagram of
That
me
was
just
wild.
waiting outside the convention
Oh.
center on the street.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
throngs and throngs of people. I think the numbers were down, but I think what I heard was the most they ever had was in 2019,
Oh wow.
and they had 60,000 people there that year over the
Mm.
course of
Goodness.
over the several days. And I think I heard as many as 400 breweries. They're definitely still in the hundreds of breweries. And I sent you pictures of all the ones I visited, and I think I made it to about 25.
Yeah. That's still impressive.
And some of those I did have several different samples from. Yeah, here's kind of
okay.
what I got. How I got there. I got there in the line, finally got in. There was still a little bit of a wait, and finally we got in. And I'm looking around trying to find like, okay, here's where I think it's all divided into various sections. And I think I started out in the Meet the Brewers, and I tried a few different ones there. I've been, okay, here's one of my. I was trying to very vigilantly stick to my style, because
Okay.
I figured that's the only way I could narrow it down. There's so
Right.
many places, and I tried a few of them, and they were very good. And then I realized that one brewery that I've been a big fan of for a number of years. I was really excited to actually be there. Is River North. In
Okay.
fact, when I was at the place watching the awards ceremony, they won one of the best brewery categories.
Oh,
that's
nice.
And there's about 5 of them. Five, I think that, and they're all based on the amount of output. So
Sure.
River North won the best brewery with, I believe it was between 1 to 2,000 barrels of beer a year, something like
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Um,
Okay.
I think the
Yeah, I'm looking
smallest
at your shots now.
category.
So you must have the Nightmare Fuel, the Coffee Imperial Stout.
Okay, so yeah, that's when I tried pretty much all the ones you're looking at there. You're looking at the ones for River North,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a long line there, so I tried every single one of those. I think,
Oh, wow, okay.
and it
Oh,
was
wow.
funny.
Well,
And I
they're
was,
all big. They're all big uns.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
And
wow.
so at that
Fun,
point,
fun.
and that was probably my like 10th or 11th brewery I'd gotten to.
This is like
maybe at that
20%.
point.
This one beer.
Yeah,
God Complex.
I've actually had the full bottle of that one before. I
No,
might have.
really?
I could have shared it at Stoutapalooza. I could have shared it with one person. I don't remember,
I
but
think you.
that-
I
shared
would have
this
remembered
Palooza,
that.
Yeah.
well, but the reason I was so fond of them is because even though they do only have 1 to 2,000 barrels a year, they have a relationship with Tavor. So I've always
Oh,
had
yeah.
a number of their breweries at our various Stoutapaloozas.
Right.
And it was funny. I was getting into conversation with the lady behind the counter, and just like, oh, congratulations on the awards, and I just I love your beer so much, and I told her where I was from, and she was actually also from Queens. I don't know
Oh,
if she was
cool.
currently lives in Queens, but I was assuming I'm talking to the people from the brewery, and she was very
Right.
friendly, and and then I went to a few more, and then I finally went to Huck's favorite brewery, Moonlight, and I'm trying the Death and Taxes there. I think I've had that when I visited you, but it was kind of
Yeah, I
cool
think
just being
so.
there.
I think so.
And again, I'm telling people, oh, a friend of mine, he loves your beer, and that's when I realized that none of these people I was gushing to actually worked for the breweries.
No.
Oh, really?
They were, yeah, they're all
Event-
volunteers.
event company types. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, it's possible that the section in the Meet the Brewers, that were probably some actual brewers there, but in
Right.
the Prost section, they're all just people who are issued these T-shirts, and their job is to pour the beer. And so yeah, so I felt kind of stupid at that point. Like, oh, okay, it's great to have all these beers, but I just assumed everyone behind the counter was like, oh, you're someone from there. Like, no, but
No.
but yeah, and
I want to
so
ask you
and
about some of these things,
oh, please, yeah.
but I want to have another beer too. So
Well, these are
Let's take a
these are the
quick pause.
Well, yes.
challenges
Then
that
then
we-
then let's take a quick pause and let's see what you have there.
Yes. What is our? Oh my.
this one's called Hella Homies.
Hella homies.
Our
Hella
friends is
Homies.
Altamont Brewing, but it's
Mhm.
also our friends at a different brewery, Del Cielo Brewing. It's a collab.
Yes.
You know I love collabs.
Do
Hella
a
Homies.
collab.
This is a West Coast IPA.
Nice.
A Westy.
A Westy. So let's get a bit of this here. Hella Homies. I got the description here and everything. A lot of hops. Mosaic, Nelson, Idaho 7, Cryo, and Columbus Cryo.
Oh, that is quite a number of hops. My goodness.
Right. So let's take a look at this beauty.
Ooh, that is gorgeous.
Del
Oh, yeah.
Cielo's out of Martinez, California. Just we call that East Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
And Altamont is from Livermore, which we call Livermore.
As one should. That seems reasonable.
Hella Homies. It's a good name, but it's funny because Hella, I immediately think, oh, this is a Hellas, like a lager.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, hella dank.
Hella dank. Okay.
Mmm. Ooh, it's got a really lingering dankness to it. That mosaic in there, but I mean, this combination of hops, very westy,
Okay.
very dank. It's got a funny nose. I can't place it. Man. Anyway, good stuff. I know the
Nice.
captain's finishing too.
Yeah.
What is that smell?
I'll talk
Maybe
about
it's
that
that
for a little bit
mosaic.
while I go find my my next one.
Round 2.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. We have a surprise appearance by the cider girl.
Cider girl. She's gonna
Sniffing,
taste the
sniffing,
beer.
sniffing on the beers. Exactly. Well, that's important research. You know, it's good. It's good to share.
What'd you say?
Mosaic.
Mosaic, she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It does have the mosaic nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like some. I think I mentioned this last time. Socks.
It's like
Like
dank,
wet socks.
Like wet socks. Oh.
Yeah,
That's not.
but in a good way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know.
You smell that stanky. It's stanky brew. But yeah, it's good. Popping off with tropical dankness, stone fruit, and citrus punch. Gran sabor vibras buenas.
Ooh,
That's the
gran sabor.
descriptions.
Muy bueno.
And it's also where'd it go? 6.8%, not over the
Ooh.
top.
Okay.
Hella homies.
Casual.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. Where did
Well,
we land, Captain?
Well, this is part of my story that will be coming later.
Uh-huh.
But I want to mention it because it's one of my favorite Denver breweries, and this is a beer I brought back with me from Denver. Great
Nice.
Divide. This is the Imperial Stout Yeti.
Classic.
I first discovered this one in New York, but I haven't seen it in New York in quite a while, so that's why
No.
I stashed a 6 in my luggage.
That's a
Okay.
Pony Bar classic. I
I'm
think.
pretty sure that's where I first discovered it. Yeah. This is a 9.5% ABV.
The
Fun.
Great Divide's been around a long time. 9.5.
They have.
Nice.
There we go. It's quite lovely.
I'm really kicking it on the Untapped today. I'm really using this
Nice.
to its
As you should.
Great Divide.
right.
Yeah, they're like one of the original Denver breweries.
They are, yeah. I got to visit a couple of their places when I was there, but as I mentioned, I was talking about. It wasn't actually long after I was at Moonlight. I tried a few more places, and then I just started getting this feeling of like, I think it's time for food now. I have to like lay
Okay.
down. I mean, I did. Fortunately, my hotel had a nice breakfast.
Okay.
But that was at like 8:00, and at this point
Mhm.
it's like 1:30. I'm like, I need to
Oh,
put more
yeah.
food down,
Yep.
and so I found a nice hot dog, and then I just started to like, wait, time to have a little bit of a slower pace,
Yep.
and I went to a few more places, and I'm trying to center myself, and I'm thinking, all right, you know what? I think they had this thing, like I said, it's a convention center, but it's all on one floor,
Right.
but like right kind of in one little area, they have a silent disco.
Oh,
Okay.
I'd never been to
Yeah.
a silent disco
Yeah.
before.
They're-
And my
they're
feeling
weird,
is
aren't
if I'm trying to center myself to sort of get to where I need to go to sort of push through this, if I'm going to make it through the whole 4 hours, which we all know I
they?
didn't.
Right.
But I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try the silent disco. And so
Yeah,
the way it is,
this is
it's just like
reasonable.
it's this little cordoned off area with like astroturf or whatever on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go there and they give you some headphones, and they say there are like 3 different stations on one side and a volume on the other side, and you just go there and sort of like danced a little bit. And I don't remember what the songs were, except I think one of them was the radio edit of "Fuck You."
Okay.
Do you remember that
Classic.
song, "Fuck You"?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this is "Forget You," but that's the one it was. And I did
CeeLo
that,
Green.
and that sort of like it was kind of cool. After 2 or 3 songs, I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. This is a kind of cool thing. And I went to a few other places. There was one point where I think trying them so quickly, one after the other, it wasn't just
Right.
that it got me, discombobulated, but
Right.
more that it really, I was able to make some pretty snap judgments of some of these beers. And we all know that I've been having falling less and less out, more and more out of love with the pastry stout. And I
Right.
had a couple on this one that was like, okay, I don't like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there was like a big deal that Weldworks, and Weldworks makes many wonderful beers.
Right.
Yes.
They had a special thing
Mexican
at 3
cake,
o'clock.
what's it?
Yes. Well, no, you're thinking of Westbrook.
My bad.
That's out of South Carolina, I think.
Mhm.
No, Weldworks is a Colorado brewery, and the one they had was it was their Medianoche, and this was special Dubai chocolate version, and they were
Ooh, cool.
tapping it at like 2:30, and this is really great. And so I get in line, and it's a long line, moving pretty fast, so it's okay. But there are probably other beers up there that I might have liked better. But like, I'm going to try this Dubai chocolate Medianoche, and
Mhm.
I did not like it.
How
okay.
about that?
It was just like,
Okay.
ooh, that is just way too sickly sweet for me.
Yeah.
Uh, And then I kept moving around, tried a few others. You probably saw they had that one Dogfish Head. They had their
Mhm.
Worldwide Stout.
I was going to ask you about
somehow-
that because I see the
Yeah.
poster, the picture you took is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Very
all like
cool.
handwritten, and
Yeah,
it's
what
so
was up with that?
handwritten.
They had all these.
They had all those that are written there, and for some reason I
Wow.
didn't get the 120-minute IPA because I should have. But the way it was written, and the 120-minute was sort of buried within the line, and I was just drunk enough. I didn't see. I was like, I don't see the 120-minute, but I love that Worldwide Stout, so I'll have a taste of that. Of course, it was very good.
You had a triple
you know-
barrel version for 20. That was 20%.
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
the only time I've ever had the 120-minute was at a place in the East Village, and that one was so. But yeah, I didn't have any of this particular time. But I do remember that one. I remember that when I had the 120-minute, like a pour of it, probably an 8-ounce pour. But I just remember thinking it got me a little bit high.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was like, it was not just like I'm tipsy. I'm like, oh, my brain is being reconfigured here in a good way.
Yeah.
It was nice. Sort of had enjoyed walking around the East Village after that. But yeah, but I tried a few other places, and at this point, it's I guess it's 3 o'clock, and I'm thinking, do I want to go to any of the other places? And I'm like, I'm either too drunk or too full, or who knows what, and I got to go back to the hotel and take a nap. And that's what I did until I had a wonderful time. I'm glad I experienced it. I would recommend it to anyone. It would be it's there's an experience like no other. Yeah, went back to the hotel room, took a nap, then eventually ventured out again to find a place to have dinner, which was a little difficult because Paul McCartney was in town that night.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And so finally I just wound up getting some like mediocre Mexican food with a margarita, and I was back
Sure.
in my hotel room, crashed out by 8 o'clock. But the nice thing was that Saturday Night Live came on at 9:30 there, so
Handy.
that was
Right.
fun.
Doesn't Paul know that the Great American Beer Festival is happening?
He should.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't by the time he got there, so you know.
Oh, okay.
But it was just a very, very busy Saturday in Denver, to be sure.
Yeah.
But the next day, I felt pretty good the next day. I didn't, because of all of that, I wasn't especially hungover or anything. So I went out, and actually the next day I visited 4 different breweries, maybe 5. No, I think I visited 5 of them.
So you did good work.
I did my best. Yeah, I actually went out to River North, and that was
nice.
probably the best experience I had.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they
Funny
got all
thing
the
about
stuff you love.
Yeah, well, and it's called River North because I guess the original one was in this district called it's the River North District, or as they call it there, the Rhino.
Sure.
And I think their main brewing facility is elsewhere, but they still have a really nice brew pub there with a food truck. And I sent you guys that flight I had there.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I think one of those was one of those 20% you were talking about as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I had that with the food truck. This was an interesting thing. I've started to see a little bit. They have what do they call it's a new kind of, it's a taco, but it's made like with that sort of like Mexican corn with milk thing. It's like a milky, corny thingy. It's not cream
Choco
corn. They don't call
taco.
it
Is it an arepa? No, that's like
It's not an
got cheese in
arepa,
it.
but yeah, but fuck, I had this title. It's CO something. I don't know.
No.
But yeah, it was.
Hey,
it
if
was
you know what this is, email us or contact us using
Absolutely,
various social
absolutely.
medias and let us know. Continue.
Yeah, we'll
but-
do this in the hookups next time.
But yeah, I had the cool thing about the bus system in Denver is that you can basically get anywhere in a day as many rides as you want for $5.50.
Oh, nice.
And go all over the city. The other funny thing, though, I noticed is like if you're in a city that has a vibrant public transportation system, but is still more of a car city, you know it when you get on that bus because you get it's not very full, and it seems like everyone else on the bus is someone who has no other option.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah. I get that.
But it was great for me. It was great for me getting around, and so yeah. So I went to River North. I was there, actually stayed there longer than I expected to. In fact, a lot of the details I was telling you about the history of the recent history of the Great American Beer Festival was I met this couple that had just relocated to Denver from New Jersey in 2019.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And so we shared some regional similarities, but also and like River North is their favorite hangout.
Yeah.
So I definitely chose a good place. Great Divide, I guess, recently underwent some kind of a takeover, but not by InBev or anything.
Okay.
But I guess they had a big brew pub in downtown Denver that moved out, but then they just reopened a new one in the Rhino. And you probably saw that, like the picture I showed of myself under the sign. You could tell the sign was kind of temporary because they had just moved in there. And I was asking the bartender, if he knew why we weren't getting Great Divide in New York anymore, and he didn't know. But he was a very knowledgeable bartender about what they had there, but he just didn't know much about the history of the place.
Yeah,
but
that
was
is
cool.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's kind of disappeared a little.
In fact, Yeti this is the classic Yeti, but there are a bunch of other ones. And there's all sorts of seasonal Yetis. Apparently, it's the pumpkin Yeti, which they didn't have. But they did have a horchata Yeti, which I enjoyed very much.
Oh.
That's kind of fun.
Honestly, looking at your list here, if I had gone through this many breweries, I don't know that I would last much longer than 2.5 hours either.
Yeah.
It looks like you definitely you got some good ones. This one that interests me, what is it? I lost it. Kishwaukee Brewing. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had
let
a
me just-
Bufflehead Brown. That's good for you. And they had a Baltic Porter.
that was a good one. I have to
love
look
the
at the pictures
Baltics.
myself to see.
And you went to a couple Californias, not only Moonlight, but Morgan
Right.
Territory is another one I like. I'm a little disappointed in Moonlight here, just doing Death and Taxes and Reality Check.
Sure.
You know, because they make really interesting stuff, but they just brought out their
I mean, I imagine that
flagships, as it
whatever
were.
they could. Yeah,
Right.
They're bringing what's easiest to bring.
Another one you might see that has really amazing like art there, because that's why I included it all in there, was
Oh, you also went to
Ratio.
Alesmith. Nice.
Oh yeah, of course I went to Alesmith. They're one of my very favorites of all. I've actually been to their brewery in San Diego as well. But another one that was in the Rhino district that after I went to the other places, and I actually was lugging around a 4-pack of the beers that I got from River North, because that was going in my suitcase.
Mhm.
I went back into the Rhino district and I went to Ratio because I'd had a really great beer from them the day before called the Genius Wizard.
Mhm.
Oh,
And you can see that in the art there. It's called it's Imperial Stout. The beer at the place was fine. It was good. Wasn't quite up to the level of what I'd had at the festival, but seemed like a really cool place. And then I went to another place called Our Mutual Friend, which named after the Dickens novel, and they even have a big library behind the counter. They had some really good big beers. And then I went to another place called. Wait a minute, I got to open my judgmental journal again to see what I got here.
I'm looking at your photos now. Yeah.
Another place called Black Shirt, and they had a nice red ale there. A couple pizzas. They specialize in their pizza. That was really good. And at that point, I made it a little bit later into my evening on Sunday than I had on Saturday. But at that point, it was time to go back to the hotel. And so rather than I got back to that district area where the Union Station was, and rather than take the free bus, I just kind of like, this is a nice way to wander. I did not go into the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
There is a Cheesecake Factory there, but I figure I'm in Denver. I can do a little better than this.
I think, tempting though it might be.
But I was disappointed when I was at the Great Divide place in Rhino that they didn't have any stuff to go there. But I checked liquor stores, and this is sort of a funny thing that I see in big beer cities, is liquor stores often will not have local beers in it.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Because people figure you just go to the brewery. So it's really strange. I went up the first one I went into. They had Heady Topper, they had stuff from Drowned Lands, but like very little Colorado beer there. But I did make one last stab of it on my walk back to the hotel that night, and I saw there was a little underground liquor store there, and I went in there, and that's where I got my 6-pack of Yeti. At that place on 16th Street. And this was also funny. The guy asked for my ID. And as I'm taking it out, I'm just sort of say, oh yeah, for the cameras, right? Because it's kind of a funny thing. Like most workplaces are under video surveillance these days.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because it's so cheap to do it.
Into bars. Yeah, they don't. They just, some places are just like, yeah, we just have to do everyone.
Well, but I know I could tell with this one. But sometimes it's just because they know they're being watched.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, they won't trust his judgment. They need to see him go the ID, because as soon as I said, for the camera's right, he laughed very knowingly. So that was exactly why he was guarding me.
There you go.
But yeah. And then
tell
the next
us about. Oh, please go ahead.
Oh no, please tell me. What?
Well, I was going to say you didn't tell. Maybe you're about to about the Bull and Bush Brewery.
Oh yes, so that was the next day, and I have to thank Bruce Beer Nerd, aka the Incredulous Bulk, for that one. He had shortly after one of our episodes, he had sent me a whole list of places to go in Denver. Many of them were a little further out for me, but Bull and Bush is this. I never would have run across it without his advice, because I had to get it's like kind of like out in a little suburban area, but still within that.
Oh, okay.
$5.50 a day bus line thing. Well, here was actually the other funny thing is I was going to have to pay $10 to get to the airport to go back on that main train. Not only is it $5.50 a day for everything, but if you just want to add the airport, it's $10.
Ooh.
So that meant I could get unlimited bus rides all day and still use that same pass to get to the airport, which was great. That's nice. I went to this place out in wherever it was. Bull and Bush, and it was this big place, but it also was like really very well designed to look like just a cozy English pub.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it has that vibe on the outside. You have the picture. You have the picture on the outside. It has that same.
Yeah, very much so. And had let me see if I have notes to what beer I had when I was there. Here's the funny thing: it was like after kind of overdoing it a little bit, but also trying to. I went there thinking I was going to have the French dip, and like I got there, I'm like, I'm going to have this beer, but I think maybe I just want soup. I'm sure that I wasn't this. Okay, so technically this was chili, but apparently green chili is generally more the consistency of soup,
Okay.
or like kind of like a hot and sour soup,
Ah.
with like chunks of pork, and it was really good. But it definitely was. It was satisfying, and it was all I needed, and I was able to have 3 beers as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did not. I know one of them was had a coffee element to it, and there was a nice stout there. But I had about 3 beers. Then I went back to my neighborhood again, and at that point, I had 8 hours to kill before the flight. And I was like,
Sure.
I'm just gonna go see a movie. So
Okay.
I went to a movie. Then I went and got my bags from the
Find
hotel.
some pics.
Went to the
Yep, nice
airport,
pics.
and I got there 4 hours early because what else are you gonna do in Denver on a Monday night? But
Right.
because I got there 4 hours early, I just lucked out that there was a great divide right next to the gate that my flight was at.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I love that when they have the airports have the craft brews.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. So I had another Yeti there, and I even had one of their hazy IPAs, and I had a wonderful barbacoa grilled cheese sandwich.
Cool.
And that was that. I mean, there's a whole other story about trying to get back to New York from there and all the things that were going on with various delays. Ultimately, all worked out, but it was a little fucked up. But that's a whole other thing. But ultimately, it was a wonderful trip to Denver. I don't know if I'd really want to live there, but I would certainly love to go back there and visit more breweries.
Yeah, I'm sorry we
It is a
couldn't
lovely
have
town.
joined you.
But yeah, I'm sorry we were unable to make it this time.
The
Hey.
Bull and Bush opened in 1971, according to their
Oh
website.
gosh.
Yeah, so
And
it's
the
older than Jaws.
Great Divide started in 1994, so they've been around a long time as well.
Yeah,
Not as
yeah,
long
they
as the
got
Bull
in
and
early
Bush,
on
but-
the craft beer craze.
Yeah, this is a really interesting. The Bull and Bush. That's a cool spot.
Well, and one of the things we had thought about, Captain, was sort of the idea that there was a heyday of GABF, and that you felt like, or you were hearing that it had declined slightly in terms of attendance.
Well, it hasn't. Like I said, 2019 was the peak, and then it was closed
Yeah.
for 2 years, and they still haven't quite regained their level. I mean, there's still a shit ton. I mean, I think the main people who are trash talking it were the people who had been there at the height of its
Right.
thing. But I mean, there's. I heard different numbers. I heard there used to be maybe 400 breweries there. I heard this
Oh.
year. I heard the number 250. I heard the number 150. I don't know which one was right. But even if it was only 150 breweries, that's you can't even visit all of that. It's
that's too much. Yes.
So I had a really good time. I think it was it was a blast. I enjoyed Denver. I would go back again. I was joking before when I said I wouldn't want to live there. That's just because
Why would
it's always
you
been
wanna live
funny.
there?
Well, it's just funny to me because that's something people always say
altitude.
about New York. People always say about New York, they'll come here, they say, "Oh, it's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there." And whenever
That's how
I
I
hear
felt
that,
last time I went.
Mhm.
oh yeah. Well,
I
I
was
mean,
like-
but you didn't say it because you're
Yeah,
talking
'cause
about our
you-
home, and that's kind of
Right.
insulting
No,
to
I
us.
will. It was my home for 32 years, so
I know.
I understand, yeah. But the thing
I'm
is, and
allowed
so
to
you,
say it.
You are allowed to say it.
You've done
but
your
sometimes when other people say it, it's like, well, fuck you. No one asked you to move here.
Exactly.
That's kind of what I want to say when I hear someone say that. It's like, it's fine. There's plenty of people here. We don't need you.
There's a lot of people. Yeah.
We're doing just fine
Yeah.
without you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
So yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it seems like a terrible place to live, but I love the idea of like turning that around and saying like, yeah, it was a great place to visit. I don't think I'd want to live there.
Yeah,
Well-
it's like I I'm sorry you had to do that on your own because we got to get more beer venging trips.
Well, we
going.
do have one on the books.
We do. Yeah, I
We
think it's
do.
official now.
I think it is.
Can we say it out loud? All right.
I think we
So
should.
I've set the time aside.
I've
mean,
already
it's
got it in my
months
calendar.
away,
yeah, I mean, and if any
but
of our
just months,
other,
not years.
I mean, we know that that Dr. Bearded listens to this, which is how we started setting it up.
Mhm.
And so what is April? April what? If anyone
no,
wants
I
to
have to-
join
I have
us
to go
in
check-
Dayton
I have to
for the
check my
Golden Mile,
calendar. Yeah,
I want to say, was it April 21st? He
I'm
said
getting there. I'm getting there.
April.
It is the
April.
18th, 19th, 20th is what I have blocked off.
Okay, so
So I
it's
think it's
likely
the
to be
18th would be the
would-
actual day.
Yep.
Is that a Saturday? All right.
That's
So
the
yeah.
Saturday,
So you probably want to block out the 17th there because you want to get there the night before.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
get
I
up
may
there.
be,
We'll
I
get
may
there
be
Friday.
flying late, but
Yeah.
And
So
then
yeah. So
I
yes.
don't know if there's a Cincinnati beer crawl. Who knows?
That's
The
true.
mile itself might be too much. So a second day.
Or
Well,
it
you know,
might
we'll
be
see.
Just enough.
It might be, but give us another reason to go back. So yes. So
Exactly.
we are. This is how far the Beer Vengers have to plan
Oh
in advance
gosh,
because
yes.
we're not the
We really
busiest
do.
people in the world, but Beer Wonder is.
Beer Wonder.
So
I have
so
my
we
time.
need to give
I have
it.
my moments.
We need to give him about 6 months advance notice before we
Exactly.
can actually all get together for something. And we might have actually done it. We might.
I think we
it
did.
looks
I
like
think we done
we
did it.
will be. We'll be talking about this more the closer the date gets. But
Exactly.
but yeah, if anyone else wants to join us in Dayton in April, we will be visiting 12.
It's not to say another beer
breweries
venture
/
could
bars.
happen before.
That's true. There
Yeah.
is.
I
Still,
think
there
we
is still a
should.
possibility.
Yeah.
We said something about a
Absolutely.
January. There was a
I'm up for that.
January idea floating around.
I might have lots of free time in January, but I
Oh,
won't
boy.
talk about that until that's official.
Yes. Right.
Oh gosh. Okay,
So,
that's exciting.
Huck, I do see you clutching a uke dearly.
Yeah, I mean, I
But-
thought you had. Didn't you want to talk about your trip to Italy?
No.
Well, but wait. Here's
Oh.
the, I know. I feel like that feels that was one that is a whole episode.
We can edit that out.
Well, no, I mean, I was like, I thought we'd have time to talk about everything, but what do you guys want?
Well-
You want to just? Should we record another one?
I think that
Let's
that
record
makes,
another one.
I think that
I
makes
did
the most
go
sense.
to Las Vegas recently to see. Ringo Starr, and which was amazing. The guy's 85 years old, incredible.
Yeah.
But I did it. We did a short beer crawl with Cider Girl and our good friend. I'm going to say Amber Strong.
Amber Strong.
Okay, is that what we're going
That's
with?
her beer venger name.
Sure.
Kimmy, for those of you know,
It's like Boston Strong.
In the know. Yeah.
one of our fellow beer vengers, and she recently moved there. As one of our New York friends, and she moved to
Yeah.
Vegas because she's from Vegas, and she showed us around town. And what was neat, because I've only been to Vegas. Well, that was our third trip, because we're getting into going to shows there, and we just stay on the Strip.
Yeah.
We're there with all the hotels and stuff. But she was like, "No, get in the car. We're going to go to the Arts District."
Ooh.
And the Arts District was chock full of breweries.
Huh.
Awesome. Oh, that's great.
Cool.
We went to one brewery that was it was a nice time, and when we're there, we were going to do a crawl of tiki bars and breweries. We're going to combine
Okay.
them, and so we did do the one brewery, which was a lot of fun. And then we went to here we go. The place was called Nevada Brew Works. Nevada Brew Works.
Mhm.
Excuse my pronunciation there. I corrected
will.
myself. Those Nevadans.
Oh, they're particular. Yeah.
They are. If you say Nevada, which I've said,
I think
all
there was
my
a
life.
whole. I think there was a whole episode of Veep about that.
Oh yeah, you got to say Nevada. Nevada Brew Works, nice place. And then we went to another brew pub. Which is called Hoodle.
Hoodle.
Hudl. Hoodle.
Hoodle.
But Hoodle had an award-winning beer, which was a barley wine.
Oh, of course.
So I had a nice barley wine there, and then we went to the. I'm looking at my photos. We went to the tiki bar, and I had a terrible beer there. I won't name the tiki bar because I don't remember the name of it, but it was pirate themed.
Mhm.
And the
Okay.
girls had cocktails, which is great. And I had a beer, and I was like, I think it was like the lines, like
Mm.
it was nasty. That's what you get in a tiki bar if you order a beer in a tiki
Those
bar.
are the risks that you take, I'm afraid.
But
Stick with
what
the cocktails.
happened was there was a guy at the tiki bar who said, "Oh, you looking for beers? You got to go to this place." Well, we also went to a place called Atomic Tavern, which we thought was
Okay.
something else, but it was just a dive bar, perfectly nice.
Mhm.
And I had a beer called the Atomic Duck,
Well, there you go.
which is apparently there's some rumor that there was a duck that survived the nuclear blast. When they were testing the bombs out in Nevada. And then we went to one more brew. We went to another bar, and this was like that's what the guy at the tiki bar was like. Well, you have to go to this place,
Mhm.
and it turns out it was Oktoberfest at the time, and what a cool bar! I mean, this was like
Yeah.
the pony bar of Las Vegas.
Nice.
It was a craft beer place. They had 30 taps or something. Fantastic. And we had a great time hanging out with Kimmy in Vegas. So there you go. That was a quick description.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
cool.
I got
Yeah.
it.
And what?
I
What's
gotta
going
remember
on?
the name of this place. It was called the Silver Stamp.
Ah,
The silver.
The Silver
Stamp.
Stamp. So
Silver
if we ever do a
Stamp.
Vegas
Silver
thing,
stamp.
that is a must. If we ever do beer venging in Vegas, we must go to the Silver Stamp.
That really helps. Like my notes that I got from my notes that I got
put
from
the frickin' uke down. All right.
from my notes I got from Pat. What you have there, it's always either a local or someone who's been there. It's always useful to have
Yeah.
just a little bit of
Oh,
guidance because you'll find
absolutely.
out things you don't know otherwise. And yeah, I know. I know we wanted to talk about the Italy trip, but I don't know. You guys wanted. I feel like we don't want this to go on longer. And I know is Cider Girl home yet?
She's home.
Maybe we should just record another one with her tonight. Should we do that?
That seems reasonable.
You know what? Let's go for it.
But
Well,
if
fuck
the people,
yeah.
But if the people must know when this is coming out, and they wanna encourage us to do things like this. Oh, Captain, my Captain, where can they get in touch with us?
I mean, if they're listening, they probably know already. But
Yeah, but you should
nonetheless,
tell them still, just in
at,
case they
at
forgot.
the Beer
Your
Vengers.
Captain.
At the
Sorry.
Beer Vengers, or if you want to email us, it's thebeervengers@gmail.com. I I hesitate to mention the thing formerly known as Twitter because I don't even have it on my phone anymore. And we have a moribund
the logo's
account.
so
that's
bad.
there.
We can talk about that in the next episode because Cider Girl, she still checks it out.
Oh, she does.
All right.
Okay, good. I'm glad
Well, then she can contribute. She can put stuff on her account there if she wants to. But we're mostly Facebook
Give her
and
the
Instagram.
password, yeah.
We're mostly Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, and
Pretty
and
much
yeah, just-
meta. Yeah, we're meta.
we're in the metaverse.
Who are funding the nice Orange Man's ballroom, but
Well, who isn't at this point?
I
Who
know.
in the business world is not? It's like I feel like rolling.
We're strictly meta. We love meta. We love the meta.
oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Come, if you see the meta, come and see the meta. It's good.
And tear down the East
It's
Wing.
a-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, my cell phone company is. You can't boycott everything. It's just. I think rolling boycotts are better than any. Like, okay, that's a whole other thing.
I know.
We're not talking about it, but it's
but
it's easy to feel helpless with all of that.
But we're meta people. Are we also the tiki takis still? The tic tacs?
We have a
technically,
TikTok.
I mean, I haven't put anything on there lately, but it's
I
there.
looked at it recently. It's still there.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Where's that soundbite? We gotta get.
What?
I don't know if you recorded that.
I'm sure you did. It was right there.
Anytime somebody says
Oh.
something interesting, you go, ah.
like barely
gotta-
feigned interest. I think is the
Oh.
that's what I will label that sound as.
Barely
feigned
feigned
interest. That's a big BFI.
That is.
Beer
deep
Wonder always
BFI.
comes up with the good ones.
I do what I can.
All right, so I guess we're doing another one of these, but we got to end this. So Huck has the uke and play the
Play us
thing,
out.
and we'll see you whenever I get off on my ass to do all this shit
Ass
again.
related.
Yes. All right.
Oh, with a beer Avengers, beer Avengers, beer Avengers.
What are Avengers?
Yeah.
Yes.